What is up, you guys? In today's video, I want to dive into what most beginners get wrong inside of their new woodworking or their new custom furniture business and how to fix it. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and I'm so excited that you chose to hang out with me today. And hopefully this content is helping you learn and grow your woodworking or custom furniture business. And in today's video, I want to walk through what most beginners get wrong when they start their custom furniture business and what you can do instead of making these mistakes. And so, number one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they immediately undervalue their work, or they have a bad formula for valuing their work, right? This is what most people make a mistake on when they first start. It's like, I don't know how to charge what I'm supposed to charge. What should I charge, right? They don't know how to price their work effectively. And so the number one mistake that people make is they price based on their hours. They price based on their time and materials. They calculate their materials, they calculate an estimate for how much time it's going to take, and then that's what they charge the customer. And let me just tell you, you shouldn't even start pricing this way, because all this is doing is keeping you in the time for money trap. The number one reason that you would want to become a business owner, or the number one reason that you would want to start your own business with all the risk that's involved and all the challenges that are involved, is so that you could detach your time from money. You know, if you're a W-2 employee and you're getting paid a salary, you're getting paid an hourly wage, you don't want to start a new business and set up the same exact formula for yourself where you have to work X amount of hours in order to get X amount of money. We don't want to do that. We want to detach time from money. We want to sell based on value, based on customization, based on what it's worth, right? For example, if you go down to the Verizon store right now and you open up a new phone line on Verizon, do you know how much it costs Verizon to open that new line? How much it costs them? Pennies. It barely costs them any money for them to open a new line, but they're selling it to you for $150 a month or $100 a month or whatever that number might be. So they've completely detached time from money, and they're also selling based on value, not on cost. They don't sell based on what it costs them. They sell based on how much somebody's willing to pay for it, right? And so for you as a beginner, you need to charge based on value, based on craftsmanship and customization. Charge what it's worth, not just charge based on what it costs to make. Include your design time, your delivery time, and what's unique about the project. So this is one of the number one mistakes that people make, and this is how you prevent it. Number two is you need to stop taking every project that comes your way. Now, let me say this. As you're a very brand new beginner and you're trying to make money, it's normal to be a little bit of a Swiss Army knife, a jack of all trades. You've done all kinds of things, right, in your woodworking business. And that's the thing about being a woodworker. You know, once you learn woodworking skills, you can build all kinds of stuff. You can build bunk beds, you can build wall decor, you can build cutting boards, right? You can build 1,000 things. But one of the things that you need to do is you need to realize that the more that you do that, the less likely you are to become known for being good at any one thing. You want to become a specialist. And this is the difference between like a neurosurgeon and like a general doctor. A general doctor is going to make maybe a couple $100,000 a year. A neurosurgeon is going to make $1 to $2 million a year. Why? Because he's a specialist. He become a specialist at one thing that's super, super valuable, right? So one thing that you want to do is you want to become a specialist in a field that's very valuable. Generally speaking, that's custom furniture, that's cabinetry. Those are very valuable places to apply woodworking skills, okay? So instead of saying yes to everything, specialize. Build a narrow product line that you can refine, standardize, and price efficiently. This is another superpower to being a specialist, is every time that you're building something brand new for the first time, you're quoting it and you don't know how much time you're going to have in it. You don't know exactly what material costs are going to look like. And so you're kind of shooting from the hip, trying to get close. But if you focus on, okay, I'm going to build tables and we're going to have these 10 tables that we sell. Once you start building them, you're going to know about how much time you have in them. And then you're going to get faster and more efficient. You're going to find little shortcuts and little ways to get better and provide the same value in less time. Again, detaching time from money. That's one thing I want to just hammer into your brain to help you. You don't want to price based on your time, okay? Number three, a lot of people ignore marketing and they rely only on word of mouth. This is one of the number one mistakes that you could make as a beginner. Marketing solves the awareness problem that you're going to have. Listen, I talk to woodworkers every single day. Literally, every day I talk to woodworkers that are interested in checking out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. And every single day, they tell me they need help getting exposure. I need help getting in front of more people. Not enough people know about me. Not enough people see my products. I don't get enough sales because not enough people know me. If you're watching this, you probably have experienced this on some level too. You need to focus on building a marketing machine inside of your business. If you don't have a marketing machine, your sales are going to be super, super spotty. You're going to have great months and terrible months. You're going to have months where you get 2 or 3 referrals, and then you're going to go 3 months without any referrals, right? You don't want to do this. You want to have more consistent income inside of your business. And so the mistake that people make is they think if I build great stuff, they will come. Then people will buy. People will find me. That's not the case. The best product is not the product that wins. The best known product is the product that always wins. Now, if you have the best product and it's the best known, you're going to build an empire. So that's our goal. That's what we're trying to accomplish. So what to do instead? Be proactive with marketing. You need to be running ads. You need to be posting quality photos on social media, quality videos. You need to be building an email or a text list and staying in front of your customers on a consistent basis. People will buy what they see regularly. Okay, what you want to do is you want them to think of you when they think about your product. If they think about tables, they need to think about you. If they think about cabinetry, they need to think about you. Whatever your thing is, that's what you're trying to do. And you build that over time by staying in front of people over and over and over again. Okay, number 4. This one is so big, and I see so many beginners do this because they're a woodworker, not a business owner. One of the biggest mistakes that beginners make is that they overbuild instead of building efficiently. And so let me say this, there's nothing wrong with building a great product, and I would highly encourage you to build a great product. But there's this principle called the principle of diminished returns that states that basically 80% or 85% of your time is where you're going to see all your returns, and then toward the end is where you're going to see less of a return. So let me give you an example here. Let's say that you've never gone to the gym before, and you start going to the gym, you start lifting weights regularly. You're going to see some massive gains, massive improvements within the first 3 to 6 months that you lift weights on a regular basis. If you've never lifted weights before, you're going to see your strength increase by 60, 70, 80%. Then at a certain point, you start slowing down. Your results are going to start slowing down. And this is the best way for me to describe the principle of diminished returns. Well, inside of your woodworking or custom furniture business or cabinetry business, you also experience the principle of diminished returns, which means a lot of people overbuild, and all the overbuilding that they do doesn't really make that big of a difference as far as customer satisfaction or quality of product, right? And so let me give you some examples here. Using overly thick materials, using complicated or crazy joinery, or unnecessary reinforcements inside of the furniture. Some of this stuff just does not matter. Let me just tell you this, okay? This is one of the ones that's really going to rub people the wrong way, depending upon who you are. There are some people that get so fired up about only using hand tools and using traditional joinery in all their stuff. Like that is what they build their whole name on, is I only use hand tools. I don't have any power tools inside of my shop. Nobody cares, dude. Literally nobody besides you cares that you built it all with hand tools. And you've built your entire brand, your entire persona on the fact that you only use hand tools. Why? Because you think it's kind of cool. And it is kind of cool, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be any more successful or sell any more furniture or make any more money. So at the end of the day, focus on efficiencies. Focus on ways to get more done in less time so that you can produce more revenue per unit of time. Okay, if you're trying to be a business owner, now again, if this is just a hobby for you, do whatever you want to do, man. But if you're trying to become a successful business owner that's trying to make as much money as possible while providing as much value as possible in as little time as possible, hear my words, heed my words, okay? So overbuilding instead of building efficiently. So what should you do instead? You should learn how to build for durability and for speed. Use modern joinery techniques and size materials for efficiency and cost effectiveness, okay? Number 5, my final one for you that most beginners get wrong is that they don't track their time and their profit margins. This is one of the biggest things that I see people that step into the Woodworking Business Accelerator program fail at, is we start asking them about, okay, how much time do you have in these projects? How much materials do you have in these projects? What's your estimated profit margins in these projects? And they really have no idea. And so one of the number one things that you can do if you plan to actually grow is you need to now start tracking, when I build this design, how much time do I have in that? When I build this design, how much time do I have in that? When I assemble these chairs, how much time does it take me? How much labor, if I were to pay another employee to do what I'm doing, how much would it cost me to pay them to do the work, right? And so when you're not tracking time and you're not tracking your profit margins, you're actually flying blind. You have no idea what your time and energy and investment looks like, and you don't know what your profitability looks like. So here's what you should do instead. You should track your time, you should track your materials and your revenue per project. You should aim for at least 50% gross margins. Okay. Now, if you are a independent sole one-man crew, you should probably be aiming more for like 60 to 65% margins, because you're not paying anybody any labor to do the work. I believe that once you have a team and you're paying for labor, then you should aim for 50% margins. Okay. But before that, you should be aiming for 65 to maybe even 70% margins. Okay. So with that, know this, you can't grow what you don't measure. So you need to be measuring the things inside of your business. So these are the 5 mistakes that most beginners get wrong and how to fix them. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. And if it was, then you should do yourself a favor and you should click that subscribe button and like this video and leave me a comment telling me how helpful this video was. And so before I let you go, I've got a couple resources for you. Number 1 is the Handmade Business Secrets ebook. And it's an ebook that outlines my journey of starting in my garage, starting from ground zero, and ultimately scaling that business to over $75,000 per month, and how you can do the exact same thing. It's completely free. It's the first link in the description below. Just enter your name, your email, we'll get that sent over to you. Number 2 is the Handmade Hero Academy program. The Handmade Hero Academy program was built for beginners in mind. For those of you that are trying to get your first small handful of sales, you're trying to really test products, get in the marketplace, you're trying to get better at photography and videography, you're trying to figure out how to build a website and kind of launch a brand. We cover a lot of those basics inside of this program. It's an incredibly cost-efficient way to get some traction, start getting your first several $2,500 to $5,000 custom furniture or cabinetry sales, right? So check that out if you're trying to get started. If you are ready to scale to the next level and you're ready to go to $10 to $20 to $30 to $50,000 per month, you need to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We're currently working with tons of clients all across North America, helping them scale to these numbers. These are real numbers. These are not things that I'm making up. We have testimonials here on the YouTube channel. I just recently posted a recording from one of our coaching calls. You can see that people are actually growing these woodworking businesses, and they're growing them as they only work in the woodworking business, they're full-time, or they're side hustles, they're part-time. I have clients that have been with me for years that still, they're running a $50,000 per month woodworking business on the side. That is totally possible if you scale the right way. And so with that, if you're serious, you got some money to invest in growing your business, check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. Would love to connect with you, see if we're a good fit to help you grow. So with that, love and appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.